Thank you for watching this message video. My name is Liz Hyatt, and I have been a member of Followers Church since the very beginning, and I also volunteer in our kids ministry. And my husband and I have been married for 13 years, and we have 3 wonderful kiddos. And like other mamas, I get to spend my days running them from place to school activities, to sports, washing jerseys, finding missing homework, all of the hats that we wear. I spend my days doing that. And today I wanted to try to help you understand the question of, what does the Bible say about being a godly woman? Or specifically, what is a modern day biblical role for a wife or a mom? Let's see what Proverbs 31 has to say. Proverbs 31:10-18. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She is like a merchant ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plans the daily work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamp burns late into the night. Whether you're a wife or not, I think this passage can make you feel guilt or inadequate or just completely discouraged. But I don't think that was the purpose of this passage. I think the purpose of this passage was to display that women are freaking amazing and hard workers and are the strongest people on this earth. Look at what Proverbs has to say. Proverbs 31:25-31. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise. This can feel like a myth because this is focusing on all the good things, not the bad things and screw-ups and mistakes that we make along the way while trying to strive to be a godly woman. Meaning, the Proverbs 31 woman wasn't born perfect. She had to learn some things along the way. However, if you're feeling inadequate, please know that God did not intend for us to execute this perfectly. In fact, I think he knew that we were going to screw this up from time to time. However, it is my belief that, as followers of Christ, we are called to not only strive to be a godly woman in our home, but we are called to hold one another accountable in the church. For example, I know that I have people in my life within the church, my life group, other fellow Christian women that are there to hold me accountable. And for me, my biggest setback is my attitude, 100%. And that really gets in the way of me being a godly woman. And I have a specific friend that I do Bible studies with, and one of the questions that had arose recently was, are you allowing others room to fail? And it just stopped me dead in my seat and felt like I took a hockey puck to the mouth because I don't allow others to fail. I struggle when people don't have common sense. And I really have to keep that question in the back of my mind to remind me to do better. Which leads me to this next question. Who in your life is holding you accountable, and who are you holding accountable? And if you're like me, you struggle with wanting to be that for somebody else, but you're afraid to come off confrontational. And speaking of struggles, did you catch that? Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. I want to be clear. God is not saying that women shouldn't care at all about their outward appearance. I think that husbands and boyfriends appreciate when their significant other takes pride in the way they look and dresses up and feels good about themselves when they do that. However, that is not completely the focus of what we should be doing. We should be focusing on our godly characteristics. For instance, let's take a look at what Peter has to say. 1 Peter 3:3-4. Don't be concerned about outward beauty of fancy hairstyles, expensive jewelry, or beautiful clothes. You should clothe yourself instead with the beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious to God. In today's world, I think it's safe to say most of us live opposite of a quiet and gentle spirit. But if there's one thing that you hear from this entire message, I want it to be that we are not supposed to be gossiping about one another. We're not supposed to be backstabbing each other. As women of God, especially, we are there to lift each other up and to be each other's biggest cheerleaders through the ups and through the downs and the screw ups and the imperfections. For instance, let's take a look what Proverbs has to say. Proverbs 11:13. A gossip goes around telling secrets, but those who are trustworthy can keep a confidence. To recap what I've covered today, I truly believe that God made man to be the head of the house, but even more so, he made the woman to be the heart. And what that means is he made us to be beautiful, not only by the way that we look, but our actions, how we're treating other people, how we are uplifting other women, and not gossiping about other women, but being a cheerleader for them and rooting them on. And I just want to encourage you, if you are struggling with this, get yourself some godly women to be around, because I know for me, when I'm struggling, godly women are where it's at, and they will be your biggest supporters.